I wouldn't have claimed that Caitlin would play any place except the WNBA a week ago if you had asked me that question. Caitlin has always seemed devoted in spite of the erratic officiating, shoddy shots, and never-ending media turmoil. Twice she declined unrivaled. The major three were rejected by her. She also doesn't need to pursue every dime that comes her way since she has 8-figure endorsement agreements from companies like Nike, Gatorade, and State Farm. But anything might alter with a fresh development. Project B, a worldwide basketball league supported by Saudi Arabia, is on the horizon, and they will be making aggressive bids to elite WNBA players. Of course, Caitlin Clark is part of it. Some significant figures are being mentioned. Here's the truth, but I'll get to them soon. She will likely get much more than what is being stated, in my opinion. The funds, the track record, and the reasoning are all present. And Caitlin may have to make a decision for the first time in her life. Continue to be the hero the WNBA needs but isn't entitled to, or ultimately get the compensation she deserves. I'll explain everything. The true nature of Project B, its creators, and the 5 reasons Caitlin would agree. But first, if you believe Caitlin should use her skills outside of the W, please like this video. And tell me what you anticipate happening in the comments section. All right, tell me about Project B. It is the secret name for a brand new international basketball league that is funded by Saudi Arabia. It is legitimate and has been in the works for 2 years. Grady Burnett, a former executive at Google and Facebook, launched the league, and Skype co-founder Jeff Prentice. They have assembled a solid collection of investors. Individuals that really understand top sports, not just any venture capitalists. US Open winner Sloane Stephens, Hall of Fame NFL quarterback Steve Young, tennis great Novak Djokovic, and former WNBA player Elena Beard, who is now the chief basketball officer and will be directly in charge of the basketball department, are among their supporters. They have previously said that they now pay much more than anything else in women's sports. Indeed, Burnett's team has already informed prospective investors that they want to pay twice the WNBA's current salary. It would be much, much more for Caitlin, you know. In a moment, more about it. All of these figures may seem absurd, but for leagues supported by Saudi Arabia, they are not. Ronaldo's deal is worth $700 million. $300 million was given to Neymar. Then there is Live Golf, whose crazy contracts have upended the golf industry. Additionally, during the last 10 years, Saudi Arabia has been increasingly interested in sports. Live Golf was likely the largest league they established, directly competing with the PGA, and furthermore snatched some of the top PGA players by offering them outrageous salaries. For example, the top live golfer made $300 million. Phil Mickelson made $200 million. And the list is endless. In terms of structure, the league will consist of 6 teams of 11 players competing in 7 2-week events held in Asia, Europe, and the Americas. Additionally, it takes place during the 14-week WNBA offseason, which is separate from WNBA contracts and training camps. However, let's face it, even if this implies that elite players may play in both leagues, which would essentially entail no vacation time. For a fraction of the money, I doubt players would want to return to the W and burn themselves out. If they provide 7-figure salaries and make it a requirement of their contracts that players cannot participate in the W, I could envision Project B. Therefore, double dipping may not even be an option. In any case, I'm sure a lot of WNBA players will use the opportunity to get their bag. The projected supermax, or the most wage a WNBA player may earn under the current CBA discussions, is now around $850,000. The minimal amount for veterans would be around $300,000. Now, picture yourself as a player earning $300,000, and someone approaches you with an offer that is 5 to 10 times that much, but with a shorter season, better travel, and first-class accommodations. Not only is it alluring, but it's money that may change your life. In all honesty, the Saudis are willing to pay Sophie Cunningham $5 million in that league because she is a player who contributes well to a team and whom we know has star power. She has the personality and the beauty. She has no possibility of receiving that from the WNBA or the unmatched. Additionally, they will not concur. These WNBA players are probably well aware of the price that Saudis are prepared to pay. I concur. Players like Sophie Cunningham will find it difficult to refuse such a large sum of money. Additionally, the league's equity is being discussed. In other words, players own a portion of the company rather than merely being paid, and the WNBA has never provided that. Several rumors also claim that several players have already signed up in secret. It's taking place behind the scenes, but nothing is public yet. Additionally, we now have a clue as to who could be recruiting. Candace Parker is engaged in this. Candace Parker had something to do with this. During the podcast, you don't believe she's speaking to Aaliyah Boston? I received this item, AB. We could pay you this over here, but I know you're being paid this and it's unmatched. She must be having that discussion. She's probably talking about it with a lot of WNBA players. How much are they offering and are they going to jump ship? Greg Norman, a former golf great, was a part of Live Golf's launch team. Just how to get at the PGA's weak spot. Candace Parker is an investor in Project B, and for many reasons that is equally risky. Considering that Candace is more than simply a Hall of Famer, her voice is among the most revered in the history of women's basketball. She has also recently expressed her disapproval of the way the WNBA is currently being managed. Candace criticized Kathy Angelberg and the league's leadership for their lack of connection to the players. Additionally, I negotiated a contract with Amazon. They aired on behalf of Amazon. Adam Silver texted me to say congratulations. I had my third child. Adam Silver texted me about my third child. Now, whether it's Adam or his assistant, someone from the league office is contacting me. I actually received a baby gift for my third child. I receive a Christmas gift from Adam Silver every year. I retired. Adam Silver texted me to congratulate me on my career and the amount of work I've done for the women's game. I haven't heard from Kathy, and she's not shy about how players have been treating Caitlin Clark either. Candace's message has been straightforward. The W needs to be about business first. Not egos, not politics, not personal beefs, and that mindset aligns perfectly with Project B. It's going to grow the women's game internationally and make the players rich. Candace isn't just a name on an investor list. She's the ambassador and possibly the recruiter, and that brings us back to Caitlin. Without a doubt, Project B will make her a huge offer. The only real questions are how much it will be and whether she will accept it. Many people believe she won't accept the money because she is too loyal, too brand conscious, or too invested in the WNBA to turn down the offer. But I believe there are a few important factors that people are totally ignoring. Here are 5 reasons why she might say yes. The first is Project B's format. This isn't a 3-on-3 sideshow. Project B is real basketball, with 5-on-5 teams, professional coaching, and international arenas. Caitlin Clark genuinely wants to play this style of basketball, which is significant because we've seen what she's declined. She declined to play in the Olympics. She declined to play for Unrivaled, and she declined Ice Cub's Big 3. Why? This may not be the reason she joined Project B, but it is unquestionably a prerequisite, because she is only interested in 5-on-5 and wants to compete against the best in full games at a high level. Number 2, competition level. As everyone knows, Caitlin Clark is a purist and traditionalist, having grown up watching the W. The WNBA has been the pinnacle, the place where the best women play on the biggest stage and in the best competition in the world. But that's only true until the money changes. What happens when top players start coming to Project B? Do you really think players like Asia Wilson, Paige Beckers, or Kelsey Plum will decline huge 7-figure, possibly even 8-figure contracts? Live Golf offered tens of millions to join, so if Project B throws that at WNBA stars, it changes everything. Third, WNBA toxicity. I think we can all agree that the WNBA ecosystem, the league, the players, and the media haven't exactly rolled out the red carpet for Caitlin Clark. They've downplayed her impact every chance they get. If the format and competition level are a fit, it really comes down to motivation. If the first wave of elite players signs even 3 or 4 big names, the top competition argument collapses overnight. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked her how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. She replied, "Well, only the losers complain about the refs." She has also been physically targeted on the court in ways that the league refuses to address, and it doesn't seem like there is much motivation to change it. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be thankful she earns $16 million off the court, since she wouldn't earn anything if it weren't for the platform the WBA provides. Players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them, she said in the same discussion. When compared to Project B, what should have been a once-in-a-generation marketing gift has become what many fans consider to be the worst mistake in contemporary sports. If Caitlin Clark signs there, she will be treated like royalty, with first-class travel and direct access to fourth money. Jon Rahm had vowed for years that he would never leave the PGA Tour, but he took $300 million to sign with Live Golf. Whether you agree with the move or not, that's life-changing money. She would have a real seat at the table. the kind of control and respect she's never had in the W, and perhaps, just possibly, it would be the healthiest environment she's ever played in, where she's treated according to her value. This leads us to Caitlin. I believe that people are seriously underestimating her value. The amount of $50 million that has been floated is absurd, but it isn't what she is worth. Here's the math. She was independently assessed as being worth $1 billion to the WNBA when healthy, attracts half of all league viewership, and 50% of the audience is there for her. Since she joined the league, team values have more than doubled. Totaling about, I think Project B could easily offer up to $200 million, maybe more. And honestly, it would still be a smart investment because the second Caitlin signs, the league's value would instantly jump by over $1 billion. She is the main reason the WNBA just locked in that new $2 billion media rights deal. So when I hear $10 million, $20 million, or even $50 million, I just laugh because if you look at her true value globally, economically, and culturally, that's low. Also, the world would be watching brings instant legitimacy, instant attention, and instant money. To be honest, even if Project B were to offer Caitlin $500 million, it would likely still be a good deal because if Project B were to land her, it would be game over. The league, if properly run, becomes a money printer, and without her, it would be unmatched with larger payouts. There is one more factor, which is, in my opinion, the main reason Caitlin Clark has wanted to remain on the state's team in the top professional league: her legacy. It's easy to argue that playing in a league supported by Saudi Arabia might damage it. But remember that she wouldn't be the first WNBA legend to take her skills abroad. During a period when Russia paid Diana Taurasi to play exclusively in Russia, she missed a whole season of the WNBA because Russia was able to pay her a salary that effectively kept her out of the WNBA. This prevented Diana Taurasi from playing in the WNBA, and when she returned, it didn't negatively impact her legacy in the slightest. I'm sure she'd lose some American fans for playing in a Saudi-backed league, but I'd bet many of her fans would love to see her stick it to the W and show them what it's like to be treated properly. Now look, I'm not saying Caitlin Clark is leaving. We don't know what the final offer will be. However, if she were to accept, say, $200 million over 3 seasons and then return to the WNBA at 27 years old, still in her prime, she could still leave a legacy that is traditional and based in the United States, just like Diana did. Her true motivation is unknown at this time, but as I mentioned earlier, all indications suggest that she wants to play and succeed in the WNBA. However, we do know that the WNBA is in a mess right now, that the top leadership, Kathy Angelbert, may not even make it through the next CBA, and that the league may finally start to change if Angelbert leaves. The WNBA won't be able to compete if the CBA negotiations fail, and the 2026 season is postponed or canceled. A Saudi-backed league with the goal of making women's basketball a global product is waiting in the wings. And the moment that kind of money enters the conversation, you know what happens? Players go where they're valued and unrivaled will be crushed. You can be sure Project B will do everything in its power to persuade Caitlin Clark to sign. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would Caitlin accept the deal? Should she? It will be very interesting to see how this plays out. The WNBA season may be over, but the drama continues. At the very least, I believe it will reflect Caitlin Clark's true value. If she doesn't say no up front, it will be extremely difficult to say no to potentially 9 figures. Thank you for viewing.